I'm in recovery from addiction and mental health issues, and I've kind of adopted my recovery as a lifestyle. I've been in and out of recovery for years, where I would either be all in with the addiction recovery and neglect the mental health, or I would be focused on the mental health and not be focusing on the addiction. Until I could address the two together, I never had any stability. I realized today that for me, I need to look at recovery as an overhaul of my entire life. I look at it as a lifestyle change, and I have adopted recovery into every aspect of my life. I think of it as going spiritually vegan, if you will, where, when you make the lifestyle change of going vegan, you are foregoing meat and dairy products, and this is a conscious decision that you make day after day after day. So you've adapted to living an entirely different lifestyle than before. With my mental health and addiction recovery, I also need to make the decision every day to adapt my lifestyle. And while I'm not, giving up dairy, I am giving up, the loose medication schedule where every day I'm dedicated to taking my medication. I used to miss doses all the time, and now I'm on top of it because that's my lifestyle change. I've made the lifestyle change of quitting drugs and alcohol, and every single day I choose not to do that. But recovery isn't all quitting stuff. It's, like I said, an adaptation. So it's adding things into your life to support that lifestyle change. Two things that I need in my recovery are structure and community. And without these two things, I tend to fall apart. I need to have accountability in my life. I need to have responsibility, and structure and community both offer that for me. I have struggled with agoraphobia in the past, and my life was so closed off to the outside world that I would go weeks without leaving my apartment or talking to people. And if I lose social contact with people, I tend to go right back to that state. Also, I've learned an important lesson in recovery, which is just reaching out and having solid people in my life that I can count on. If I ever need help, I know that I can call them up, let them know how I'm doing. This was incredibly hard at first because I am a people pleaser, and I didn't want people to think I was struggling, so I wouldn't ask for help, and then my life would just plummet. Another thing is that just seeing people on a daily basis makes me happy. Just seeing other people in the same circumstances as me who are getting their lives back together is really encouraging. As far as routine goes, I don't function well without routine. This is more of a mental health issue than addiction. Having routine is key because with my borderline personality disorder, I tend to live in a state of chaos and rage. With the bipolar aspect of my schizoaffective disorder, my highs and lows are deeply unmanageable. And with my PTSD, if I fall apart, it's so hard to get back up again, and recovering from any sort of a PTSD episode leaves me drained. So I structure my life around that, and I found that having a routine that I stick to actually lessens those issues, and I tend to have more support by supporting myself. I have my outside support from the community, and then I have this independent support of holding myself to obligations, not canceling on plans, being timely, and going to appointments early, usually, because I don't like even being on time. I like to be early. And I have navigated my town to the point where I know the bus system really well, and I know how to get around and find places I've never been to. I learned all of that because I had to put myself out there and shape my world around a routine. I have a pretty packed schedule, and it doesn't really vary much week to week because I have my weekly therapy and physical therapy, and I also see my psychiatrist every 3 months because I'm stable on medication. Those are the appointments I go to. And then I also have the addiction recovery community that I'm in, where I go to daily meetings, and I have specific meetings that I've framed my week around. I also have multiple sponsees that I take through the 12 steps, and I make time throughout the week to meet with them too. So I have like 2 to 3 appointments a week, and then I meet with my sponsor once, or at least I call her every day. I have 4 sponsees that I see once a week, and I have meetings in the evening picked out, as well as daily noon meetings. So I'm always going to at least 1 to 3 meetings a day, and that's on top of the work I do with my sponsees. It has essentially become a full-time job, and I put so much effort into my recovery that I feel fulfilled. And I'm on disability income because of my psychiatric disability, which of course I am recovering from, and I am unable to work right now. I've tried working. I love working. It's not a matter of me like mooching off the government. I genuinely wish I could work. Until I had recovery, I felt very worthless and useless because I wasn't able to hold down a job. But now I recognize that I have a unique advantage in my community because I am able to dedicate so much of my time and effort back into the community. If I had a conventional job, my recovery probably wouldn't be as strong. And what's most important in life is my recovery. The hope is that I will get to a place in my recovery where I am able to work again, because I really like working and I want to have independence. But I've learned to accept that that's probably not happening anytime soon, and that there's still a lot to recover before I'm ready for that. I've come a long way in the last year, but it was only a year ago that I was having BPD episodes like every day and couldn't leave the house. So in the meantime, I like to look at my recovery as a full-time job. Right now, I'm just focusing on balance, and I'm just focusing on having calm and peace in my life. My life has been so hectic for so long that really what I want it all to come down to right now is just having structure and having peace and calm and being stable. Anyway, that's what my recovery looks like to me, and a bit of, I guess you could say, my philosophy around recovery and how I like to work it in my daily life. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I always appreciate it. And I come out with videos every Monday and Thursday. So if you'd like to see more of my content, stick around for that. And please like, comment, or subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.